बैकड्रॉप का है बैकड्रॉप ऊपर ले लो ऊपर 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 मैं निकाल रहा हूँ ऑन करके दो उसको लॉगिन करके दो हो गया हटा दो हटा
Respected faculty members, proud parents, and of course, our vibrant first year students, the class of 2025, 2027, and 2029. I, Nishtha Acharya, Assistant Professor at Faculty of Law, on behalf of Manipal University Jaipur, would like to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you on this special orientation session for batch 2025, 2027, and 2029. To our freshers who are sitting in the second area auditorium with utmost zeal and excitement within themselves, today is a day of firsts. Your first day in the institution, renowned for its legacy, excellence, and above all, its ability to shape the minds and hearts of all those who walk through its doors. MUJ is not just a place of learning, it is a crucible where dreams are forged into reality, where ideas are debated, challenged, and ultimately redefined. In the days to come, you will begin to discover the vast opportunities this university holds, the diversity it celebrates, and indelible mark it leaves on your soul. Truly, the tangerine and the vibrant walls of MUJ stands as a silent witnesses of generation of scholars and the dreamers. These walls are more than just a pictorial backdrop. They are the keepers of the countless memories etched into the very fabric of this campus. From these auditoriums to sports ground and the serene dome building, history is breathed. Each batch has left its mark, weaving stories into these halls. Now is your turn to add to this rich legacy, to create memories which will become the part of MUJ's enduring legacy. To begin with the session, I would like to acknowledge the benign presence of our respected dignitaries. Chief guest of the session, Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja, Director, Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. Professor Dr. Bharti, Dean Faculty of Law, MUJ. Professor Dr. Anil Dutt Vyas, Director, Directorate of Students' Welfare, MUJ. Colonel Ajay Singh Shekhawat, Chief Warden, MUJ. Professor Dr. Vijayalakshmi Sharma, Founding Faculty and Professor, Faculty of Law, MUJ. Our beloved HODs, Dr. Soni Kulshrestha and Dr. Sonu Agrawal, Head Department of Law, MUJ. We are incomplete without our leadership at MUJ, Professor Dr. N.N. Sharma, President, MUJ, Commodore Jawaharmal Jangir, Pro-President, MUJ, and Professor Dr. Neetu Bhatnagar, Registrar, MUJ. To begin with is an auspicious moment of our session, the lightening of lamp. To perform the ceremonial task, I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries, Dean, along with the heads of the department, Professor Vijayalakshmi Sharma, and few of our first-year students to kindly come forward for the lighting of lamp. May I request Ms. Paridhi Tutuka, Scholar, Faculty of Law, to join us on the stage for Saraswati Vandana.
या कुंदेन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्ड मण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्या माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन, माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन, शत शत है तेरा अभिनंदन, माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन। तिमिर हटा के तू धरती पे सूर्य ज्ञान का चमकाती है, तेरी छवि इतनी उज्ज्वल है, आंखें ठहर नहीं पाती है, कमल शाइनी है जगवंदन। माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन, शत शत है तेरा अभिनंदन, माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन, माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन, माँ सरस्वती तेरा वंदन।
Today is also the moment of deep respect and remembrance to pay tribute to our esteemed founder, Dr. T.M.A. Pai, whose vision and dedication have been a cornerstone of our institution. I may kindly invite the dignitaries to please offer floral tribute in the honor of Dr. T.M.A. Pai. Let us take this time to reflect on his remarkable contribution and the legacy he has left for all of us. Thank you, dignitaries. Now, I kindly request our distinguished dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. welcome our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja, sir. I invite Professor Anil Dutt Vyas, sir, and Colonel Ajay Singh Shekhawat, sir, to kindly come forward and present the token of gratitude. This gesture symbolizes our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for Professor V.K. Ahuja sir's presence with us today. I also request our Dean, Professor Dr. Bharti, to kindly welcome sir with a sapling. Your presence is an honor, sir. We are delighted to have you here with us today. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Today, we have a wonderful program lined up for all of you to help get acquainted with our university, its resources, and the community you will be a part of. To start, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Bharti, Dean Faculty of Law, MUJ, to give a welcome address. Please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Bharti.
On behalf of the Faculty of Law, I extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests on the dais, the faculty members, and a very hearty welcome to the incoming batch of the undergraduate and the postgraduate students and the parents and guardians accompanying them on their very first presence at the orientation at the law school at Manipal University, Jaipur. The first celebration at orientation is always going to be remembered as a significant day in the life of the young emerging adult, initiating his or her formal entry and forward journey of knowledge, wisdom, confidence beyond the school in the vast portals of the Law College at the Manipal University, Jaipur. Similarly, the last celebration, that is a convocation to take place at the conclusion of the 5-year or the 3-year the LLB program or the 1-year LLM program, is symbolic of a professional career trajectory thereon and the onward journey. Both these occasions are major landmarks in the journey of the students, in which besides the students themselves, the parents and guardians are equally excited and participate with full enthusiasm and vigor. Of course, the journey of learning remains lifelong. That does culminate into something very meaningful, which is a degree of law or LLM at the end of the course. Thereafter, you may work as a litigation lawyer, as counsel in governmental organizations and think tanks, as part of a law firm or corporate house, occupy the coveted seat in bureaucracy or judiciary through the highly competitive exams, and also have many other options as AI, cyber law, space law, sports law applications that are rapidly evolving in the contemporary and futuristic legal scenarios. A question often pondered upon is, what is the most important quality as a law student in a law school? There's a twofold or maybe a threefold division of quality characteristics that I may make. First, those that are mandatorily to be integrated as part of a routine and are mainly objective and hopefully requiring minimum effort. They include punctuality, which means to be in class on time, regularity, not to miss the class, complete assignments within the requisite timeline, be alert on plagiarism, which means don't cut and paste, because it may have certain stringent repercussions. So these are a kind of some kind of clues or the initial directions which you can keep in mind as you are starting your journey. Secondly, those qualities that are relatively voluntary in nature, but are nonetheless essential as they enable and empower you and make you a better professional in the legal domain. These can be acquired with persistence and a little extra effort. For example, participation, which means asking questions, answering questions, be part of class and college activities, participation in so many activities that you're going to soon know of: the moot court, ADR competitions, debates, client counseling, negotiation. There are many exciting opportunities which you could avail in due course of time. Then, of course, you have a number of skill sets rather: communication skills, reading skills, research skills, critical analytical skills, command over technology. These are a gamut of important skill sets which are extremely relevant to you as a law student as well as in the long run. Then, thirdly, there are the behavioral characteristics that are indicative of the attitudinal dimension of any person and are either inherent or sincere efforts can be made to cultivate them. They help to realize academic and professional objectives in an organic manner. For instance, time management. This is a perquisite and extremely essential for a professional course as law that you are now embarking on. Attention to detail and quality, ability to work constructively in a team, creativity in problem solving, open-mindedness, persistence, compassion, and empathy. In conclusion, it is extremely important to acquire these skills of the professional law course. And beyond that, there is a dimension I would like to particularly emphasize, which is the social relevance of being a lawyer and the immense applications in the social arena through awareness, advocacy, and pro bono services. That is the essence of being a conscientious lawyer and a fine human being. Well, in trying to balance the different facets of life, both personal and professional, I'm reminded of a basic 8 into 8 into 8 rule that I'm sure you're familiar with. So it is 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of productive work, and 8 hours of well-being, which is reflected in the leisure activities that you might involve yourself in. One more thing that I wish to draw your attention is to have a good set of friends. In one of his messages, Gaur Gopal Das ji has shared that you are the average of the people you are around, which basically is a message about how your company and the people you hang out and spend time with impact and influence your own personality. If you surround yourself with people who love to bicker, gossip, and complain, you will eventually take on these qualities as a force of habit. But if you surround yourself with people who choose to see the right and positives, you too will notice changes in yourself. Further, if there is any issue or problem you face, please communicate and share with your mentors, with your faculty members, and with me. We are all there at the law school. Please do not hesitate, and I can just assure you that it will be taken care of. I welcome you once again, dear students at the law school at MUJ, and wish you the very best for a beautiful, joyful, and meaningful academic, professional, and personal journey hereon, and that you emerge better and best versions of yourself at the completion of your respective course. God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Professor Dr. Anil Dutt Vyas, Director, Directorate of Student Welfare at MUJ, for his address.
Thank you, Ms. Nistha. Good morning, everyone. I say good morning. Yes, that is good. Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Professor V.K. Ahuja, sir, Dean Dr. Bharati ma'am, Director Vijayalakshmi ma'am, Chief Warden Colonel Shekhawat, HOD, Dr. Soni, Dr. Sonu, Dean FOMC, Dr. Brajesh Kumar, faculty members, and the most important one, the students. Friends, I'm very happy to see all of you to be present here for this important day. It's not only your orientation day, but I would also like to tell you that today is also an auspicious day for Manipal Group, as our honorable patron, Dr. Ramdas M. Pai, he was our founder chairperson. It is his birthday also. So we are celebrating that function today. Immediately after this, we are going to celebrate that function by distributing the scholarship to our meritorious students. So that is how MUJ is moving ahead. Friends, MUJ was established in 2011. At that time, our number of students were only 265. Today, 24, our student strength is 17,500. Can you imagine? That is a big leap, huge impact on the students' strength here. And it's not only these world-class infrastructure facilities, one of the most eminent faculty members here, but it is because of you students, because of the parents who have showed support and faith in MUJ. And we are grateful to you. And on behalf of Directorate of Student Welfare, I once again welcome you. Thank you very much for coming and showing your support to MUJ. Thanks again. Friends, you must have seen one of the video where Manipal story continued the jhalak. I'll just take a small time just to narrate how my life started. I belong to a place called Jodhpur. Yes, you all are from the law fraternity, so you know that Jodhpur is the oldest one, the High Court branch, High Court is there. I did my master's in 1992, and from 92 to 2007, I was a faculty at lead Government of India institution, NIT Jaipur. Previously it was called REC Jaipur. I worked there for 15 years. MNIT was established in 1963. It has been almost 37 and 24, 61 years. National Institutional Ranking Framework for MNIT is at 43 rank. MUJ has just celebrated the decennial year. We are at the 64th rank. So this is one of the biggest achievement, and this has happened because of the students and because of the parents' support and faith to us. So this is a big achievement. We have moved to a great length, but once we are moving, we are also having many other issues, other challenges also. Today, Directorate of Student Welfare has been the pioneer in looking after the students' welfare program. When our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N.N. Sharma, he was very positive about the students' welfare, and our former President, Dr. G.K. Prabhu, they said that the graduation itself is not taking a student to one level. Like our Dean Ma'am has already said, there is certainly need for a lot of skills also. There's a need for a holistic development of our students who are not only graduating from this institution, but they should be enriched with a lot of skills. The skills can be communication skills can be like of any kind, and those skills are very essential for you guys to be successful in your future career. It is a very competitive world, very tough world. And if you want to sustain, if you want to come out from that lot, you have to have many skills which are very essential to take you further ahead in your career, which is very important. And looking to that one, Directorate of Student Welfare is totally working in that one. You would be happy to know that we are almost having 100 clubs for our students. Recently, we have got a milestone of 100 clubs, and all those clubs are managed by the students. Not a single club is managed by the faculty members. And there in the clubs, you name a club and a club is there. There's a club on dramatics, there's a club on debate, there's a club on cinephilia, there's a club on yoga. Name a club and it's there. And it's all managed by the students. The purpose of those clubs is that the students are able to learn what they have not been learning during their course of work, which is very important. And that is how we take our students further ahead. And our students have been very supportive, very actively participating in those clubs. That is what we are doing. Our journey, like I said, in 2018, our scholarship budget at that time was 1.67 crore rupees. Today, 24. our scholarship budget is 10 crore rupees. So this is again a big milestone in our MUJ history. We are banking on our students. Okay, in last 6 years, our scholarship budget has increased 6 times. आज बैंकों में रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कितना कम हो गया है, वो कहते हैं FDR मत करो, पैसा कम ब्याज कम होगा. But our leadership, our president, Dr. Anand Sharma, he has been constantly telling us, Dr. Vyas, we have to invest on our students. Our students are our top priority. We have to take care of our students, which is very important. And based on that, I'm happy to say that 10 crore rupees of scholarships we have been disbursing this year. Already for the higher semester students, the scholarships program has already been finalized. Today we are celebrating that. And for the first year students, for you guys, in the coming time, after 10th of October, there will be proper information to you guys. You can apply through the Student Life Cycle Management Program, where you can have the ability to look after your applications, and it's a meritorious based scholarship. I tell you, MUJ is the only institution in the country who is offering a scholarship to the students. No institution in the country is giving any kind of scholarship in this level. So 10 crore rupees of scholarships only for the students. So that is another important domain which Directorate of Student Welfare is taking care. We have counselors, 3 full-time counselors. They are working for the mental health of the students, which is a very important domain. You know that MUJ now boasts to have students from all over the country. We have a presence, pan-India presence of the students. All 30 states students are here. All Union Territory students are here. They come from different backgrounds. They come from different socio-economic background. It's difficult for some of them to sustain the pressure, sustain the new challenges. And some of them, I would like to tell you that post-COVID, we were having many issues with the students. Obviously, it has happened with everyone, even with the senior adult people also. So looking to that need, looking to the requirement, 3 full-time counselors are with Directorate of Student Welfare. They are available for the students counseling. You can contact them. Already, if you have the booklet of the institution, you can look into the names and you can always contact. That is an important part. Then, important thing is we have events. We have, as you have seen in the video also in the Jhalak, the events, the honors, the annual cultural program, the technical events, all those are taken care by the DSW. So that is again, we have world-class infrastructure regarding the sports facilities. Name a sports and it's there. Cricket, footballs, basketball, there is a tennis court, all this there. There are 2 indoor courts also that are also in the hostel side. So this, you can rely on the top level of infrastructures at MUJ. Another important point for you guys is when we have the students from all over India, when we have students of 17,500, obviously some kind of indiscipline, 5-10% बच्चे तो कुछ अपनी वकालत भी करेंगे कि अच्छा मैं तो ये रूल लगाएंगे. So we have to deal with that one very effectively. And discipline on top, we have dot policy where a student, if he or she is not following the rules and regulation, then we give them, like, you know, there's a disciplinary committee meeting, there's a proctorial board, they take care where HODs, head of the chief warden, chief security officer, and everybody comes, they look into the issue, they come out with a penalty of, let's say, 2 black dots, 3 black dots. If it is a major offense, they can give you 6 black dots. 6 black dots means you are not able to live in the hostel, you are out from the hostel. 8 black dots if you got, you are not allowed for the placement. आपका कैंपस प्लेसमेंट या आपका जो वकालत आप करना चाहते हैं उसमें आप नहीं जा सकते. So guys, you have to be a little bit careful. I'm not warning, but this is how when the institution is growing with this magnitude, we have to look into that part also. There's a dress code also. We maintain a dress code, especially because we are not bothering for everything, but at least we have to look after a decent dress from boys and the girls, which is very important. So these are some of the important domains with Directorate of Student Welfare is taking care, but our main focus is purely student welfare. We are here to support you. We have a very dedicated team. Your HODs and the staff is also well aware. And anytime if you feel any kind of issue, any kind of thing, you can always come. Our DSW office is in the room number 001 in the 1AB building. You can always come there. And I again wish you very happy learning at this place, happy enjoy your time. And once again, I would like to thank all the students, the parents, for showing their support and faith in MUJ. Thank you very much.
Now we have Colonel Ajay Singh Shekhawat sir, Chief Warden, MUJ, to address the students.
Thank you. Respected Chief Guest, revered members of the faculty, of and on the dais, grandparents, parents, grandchildren, and future Solicitor Generals of India, I welcome you all and greetings of the day. I take it as a matter of pride to address you all on the Orientation Day. I am Colonel Ajay Shekhawat. I have put in 34 years of service in the Army. And I have been the Chief Warden for the last 3 years. I, with my team, am responsible for your safety, security, welfare, and discipline. To start with, I am in locus parentis. You would be aware. I am responsible. I am available. You can approach me anytime, any place with any genuine concern. Me and my team are available 24/7, and parents are welcome to call me anytime, be it morning, afternoon, midnight. I would just request you to kindly tell me your ward's block number, name, and his mobile room number so that I will be able to connect with you. I boast 20 minutes efficiency. That means from the moment I receive a complaint, be it of discipline, be it of any other nature, it will be attended to within 20 minutes. Suggestions and complaints are welcome anytime. We are sincerely trying to reduce the reaction time of 20 minutes to a little lower. Now coming to the hostel. Our hostel facilities are excellent. If you remove the word S from the hostel, it becomes a hotel. Right? We have 3 teams, the quest, looking after the food, terrier after the security, and good host spaces after the hostel management. I would direct you to meet the concerned heads and lodge your complaint, your suggestions with them. They will reach me, I'll attend to them. Coming to the food, we are serving 4 kinds of food: veg, non-veg, Jain food, and less oily, less spicy. In addition to this, we also serve gluten-free diet food or any other requests or entertainments like special protein diet. You can meet the executive chef and he will make sure they are delivered to you as and when you reach the food courts. There's another company called Blue Dough which is coming in, and we'll have good healthy food being served to you. Coming on to the medical, we have a 9-bed hospital within the premises of the hostel. There are 4 doctors on call, 3 male, 1 female. There are 4 nursing assistants and 2 ambulances. There is also a pharmacy containing and catering for all necessary drugs prescribed. We also have an insurance policy called Manipal Cigna, which gives you a coverage of up to 3 lakhs. That means, moment a student is admitted in the Manipal hospital, which is our dependent hospital, 20 odd kilometers away, 40 minutes drive. If you are admitted more than 24 hours, the policy starts on its own. We have a laundry, in-house laundry. I would request and direct you all to utilize that, because if you have any complaints, I can chiv it up and make sure that your complaints are addressed. There are certain codes of conduct. First is dress. In the hostel, you may dress as you feel like. But when you enter the temple of learning, the university complex, please be dressed modestly, the hostlers especially. We have a system of identity cards. Please don't allow it to be misused or misuse it. By this I mean, do not allow a non-hostler or a person who's not entitled to enter the hostel. You show your card and make him enter, you are seeking disciplinary action against you. Outpass, especially for the hostlers. Any hostler who wishes to go on outpass for more than 24 hours, he will come, meet the warden, take the outpass. The wardens have been directed to speak to the parents, inform them, children, please make us speak to your biological parents only, not fake parents, because this is what I have seen. Let me tell you, you all are digitally smarter than me and my team, but emotionally, I am smarter. Certain don'ts: no consumption of alcohol and tobacco inside the hostel complex, no possession of any kind of weapons. Please do not be arrogant with the security staff. Their mental acumen and your mental acumen is very different. You have a much higher mental acumen, and I expect MUJ is a non-ragging zone, no harassment, no body shaming, or no shaming of any kind. Hostlers, especially, please do not enter any senior's room for the first 3 months of your stay here. If you enter, you are liable for punishment as well as the senior. There is a set of discipline which our director's student welfare just spoke. We have a discipline on top system called the DOT system. It is an indicative system through which students and faculty and parents know the gravity of the offense committed. We have 3 sets of offenses: minor, major 1 and major 2. And the implications in which category you will fall depends upon the gravity and the seriousness of the offense committed. Lastly, all institutions have rules and regulations in place. You children, I want you to indulge, splurge, involve yourself in notoriety, be it of any kind. You're welcome, but don't get caught. If you get caught, I mean business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we go any further, I would like to have a few seconds to to acknowledge the benign presence of Professor Brajesh Kumar, Dean, Faculty of Management and Commerce, to take out your time and be with us. Thank you so much, sir. Moving forward, now we have honor of hearing from our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja, Director, Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. He holds PhD and LLM degree from University of Delhi, MPhil degree from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He has done a certificate course on law teaching and legal research skills from Cardiff Law School, Cardiff University, United Kingdoms. Professor Ahuja has also worked as a Vice Chancellor of National Law University and Judicial Academy, Assam. Professor Ahuja is a Senior Professor at Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. He has been an inspiration to many and has made a remarkable contribution in intellectual property rights, international law, and mediation. He has also written 2 volumes of Halsbury Annotated Statute of India on intellectual property rights. Most of his books have been published in the top international publishing company, LexisNexis. And I'm sure all of you would be looking up to his writing during your time at law school and thereafter. I kindly invite Professor Ahuja to the podium to share his thoughts and insights with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Ahuja.
Thank you, madam, for your kind introduction. Professor Anil Dutt Vyas, Director, Student Welfare, Chief Warden Colonel Ajay Singh Shekhawat ji, Madam Dean Professor Bharti, my former colleague, HODs Dr. Sonu, Dr. Soni, respected teachers, respected parents, and my dear students, a very good morning. I was listening to both the speakers, the DSW and the Warden Saab also. Warden Saab had said one thing, which I like the most, he said, you remove S from hostel, it becomes hotel. Well, I do not know about your hostel, but I can definitely say that the guest house in which I am lodged is not less than a hotel. And of course, the food, which I got, I never thought that I'll be getting a food, without onion and garlic so easily. So in the breakfast also, when I asked that, do you have something without onion and garlic? They said, we have Jan food. And that way, sir, it is not less than a hotel, it is better than a hotel. Friends, at the outset, I would like to congratulate you for joining the law program, and that too at Manipal University at Jaipur. Why I'm saying so, there is a reason. I was just looking at the NIRF ranking, you can just see they have put law in the second line, whereas it should have come in the first line, because law has got the best ranking, the 29. Sir, I think you need to change it. The law should come on the top because it has got the best ranking. And there is one more thing, there are somewhere around 26 national law universities at the moment in the country. There are so many central universities, so many top state universities, so many top private universities, and still the Manipal University got 29th ranking, and this is something commendable. And it's really good to see all of you here. As my previous speakers, Madam has also introduced me that I was Vice Chancellor of National Law University and Judicial Academy, Assam. The campus is a new one, just 7 or 8 years old. We have state-of-the-art facilities at NLU, Assam. But the problem was that we had stadium, but did not have an auditorium. And I was so happy to see that you people are sitting in this state-of-the-art auditorium, where the sound system, soundproofing is so good, that anybody can hear, even the drop of a pin can easily be heard. When I was staying there in the guest house, I had absolutely no idea, because I came in the evening, there was dark, and I had no idea as to how this university is. And in the morning, when I took breakfast and I went to second floor where my room was, and then I just had a look, and then I found that there is something on the other side, across the road. And then I found that academic side is across the road, and it's the residential side, where I was staying. I could see such a huge campus. I think I was told it is 120 acres or so, the entire campus. The kind of facilities which you have here, I tell you honestly, I had been to so many NLUs, the old and the new one. You will hardly get this facility in any of the NLUs. So that way, please consider yourself as lucky that you have joined this institution. Friends, I'll just take you back into history for some time, because you should be able to know what exactly that legal education was earlier. When I started my career, when I was a student, in BCom honors, I thought that after my graduation, I'll go for MCom. I had some sort of interest in accountancy, the accounts, the commerce side. So it so happened that I completed my BCom honors. I was going to market one day. On the way, my brother's friend, he was coming. He was basically going to our residence. I was going to the market. He met me on the way and he said, "What are you planning to do?" I said, "MCom." He said, "No, go for LLB." I said, "No, I'm not interested." Now, I went to market and then he went to my residence. He spoke to my elder brother. He said, "Tell him to join LLB. This MCom is not going to help him in future." So by the time I came back from market, my brother asked me, "What are you planning to do?" Was turn, He said, I'm going to do, MCom. He said, "No, go for LLB." Now, he's for my elder brother. I was scared of him. I couldn't say no to him. And this is how I landed, in the legal side and standing before you. Why did I say that I'm not interested in LLB? The reason was that legal education was in shambles during those days. I joined LLB. It used to be a 3-year course, not 5-year course, and you could do it after graduation or post-graduation, depending upon I think there was no eligibility criteria as such. Maybe 40%, 45%, or something. If you have that percentage, you can join LLB course. It was completely in shambles. It was a very unpopular course, and the people who did not secure admission in any of the courses will end up doing law. That was the perception. So, there were two categories basically who were interested in doing law. One, the persons who were considered good for nothing, could not secure admission anywhere, and they were joining law. The other one, if your parents were into the legal profession, maybe judge or the advocate, maybe they wanted you to join the legal profession with them, and that is why they were making their wards to join LLB. Now, things were so bad that there was no concept like moot courts, client counseling, competitive exam, competitive events like debates or what we call as mock parliament and model United Nations, so on and so forth. There was nothing like that. Classes used to happen sometimes in the evening. It was your wish whether you would like to go to the classes or not. Attendance was not mandatory as such. Anybody who took admission in LLB will end up getting, the LLB degree by reading the model papers, or what we call in Delhi something dukki. So it's a small model paper. It is being called dukki because when it was started long back, it was sold for 2 rupees. So the name became dukki actually. Now it is being sold for 200 rupees, but still it is being called as dukki only. So you'll take admission. It was entirely up to you whether you would like to attend the classes or not. Attendance could easily be managed. And of course, at the end of 3 years, you may be having the law degree in your hand. And then the question was of employability. Now, the degree which you got was nothing more than a piece of paper on which your scorecard was written. Your grades were written. Because you did not acquire any skill, And in absence of any skills, you are not going to be fit into the employable market as such. You did not make yourself employable. Even if you will sit in the court, you'll join some advocate, you will have to learn afresh. And this is how the things used to happen. But anyway, I joined LLB and did a lot of hard work, and of course, I came to this particular level. Friends, in 1985, when this National Law University of Bangalore, that is called as National Law School of India University, that was established, an experiment was made that let us start a 5-year course. Let us make, improvement in the legal education. And it was an experiment. It could be successful, it could be failed also. But fortunately, it came out to be a successful experiment. Now, the thing was that after 10+2, you had the opportunity to go for medical or for engineering or for architecture or for pharmacy or for hotel management or for any other course. But when it comes to law, you have to do graduation at least. Fine. So when this BLLB course was started, so you had the opportunity to start immediately after 10+2. So most of the students, they wanted to take a stream immediately after 10+2. Fine. Now, this BLLB course was also added in that particular basket from which you have to opt a particular stream to pursue your studies. And it became very popular. Thereafter, another NLU came up at Hyderabad called Nalsar, then Bhopal, then Calcutta, then Jodhpur, then at many places. And as I'm telling you that it is almost around 26 NLUs in various states. Some of the states like Maharashtra has got 3 NLUs. UP has got 2 NLUs, right? So now they are going for, the states are going for more NLUs than one because that experiment remained successful somehow. Friends, today you have lot of opportunities after you complete your studies. But then the fact is that you will have to do a lot of hard work. You are supposed to attend the classes regularly. And when I say that you are supposed to attend classes regularly, that does not mean that you will come to the class and sit there. Fine. You are physically present and mentally absent. Don't do that. You need to be present physically as well as mentally also. You need to listen to the lectures of your professors, right? And sometimes it so happens, because I have the experience of national law universities also, which are completely residential. The student is there at the campus, but doesn't come to the class. And where he is, might be somewhere in the room, So that is not expected of you that you will stay back in the hostel room and you won't come to the class. That is something which is not acceptable as such. My request to you is that do come to the class on regular basis, present there physically as well as mentally, and participate in all the activities like the moot courts. Now the moot court is something, which of course was not happening during our days, but it is something which is very important, and now there is a compulsory moot court paper also. Here you can show your skills, your presentation skills, your argumentative skills, your articulation, your research skills, your persuasive skills, and that will make you a wonderful, advocate when you pass out from this institution. I'll just share one thing, when I was in NLU Assam and we were holding our, national moot court competition, which we used to have annually. What I used to do was that the final round, I'll invite the sitting judges of the Guwahati High Court, and they used to come also. And you will be surprised that the feedback they gave to me was that these students, were arguing much, much better than the advocates who argue before us every day. Right. And this is really a compliment, which goes for those teams who were participating in the finals, coming from various places across the country. Now, friends, you have to develop that kind of a skill in yourself. It's not that, you are just participating in the mandatory, moot court activities which happens in the classroom. You have to go outside the classroom. Just imagine how many law schools and universities are there in the country. And every law school conducts the moot court competition. So do participate in those moot court competitions, represent your university, work very hard. And I tell you one thing, this, whether you win or lose, that does not make any difference. Always remember, I simply tell the students, whenever I address them, for me, whether you win or lose does not make any difference. For me, the losers are those who do not participate. You need to come forward. You need to show the courage of participating, right? Now, this is something which is extremely important. When you participate, you may have to work maybe for a month or so. to prepare your memorials, the counter memorials, and to make lot of research, to make lot of studies. You may have to spend many sleepless nights also. And at the end of the day, you know, when this moot court competition gets over, whether you win or lose, you just write one line in your CV that I participated in such and such moot court, right? But on the other hand, if you have to earn money, just go to the showroom of somebody, work there for a few hours or maybe a day, you will end up getting 1,000 rupees or so. So that way I'll say that, well, earning money is easier than improving your CV. For adding just one line in your CV, you may have to work for a month or so, and you have to work very extensively. So improve upon your CV by participating in many co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Friends, you need to identify the core competence in you. Law is one profession, law is one area where you have the highest number of employment opportunities in comparison to any other discipline. If you have done engineering, for example, you did BTech, you are a computer engineer or a civil engineer or a mechanical engineer, your scope is very limited. You will be going to the particular sector and will be working there. Or at the most, you know, if you are courageous, you may start some sort of startup which may fail or which may, you know, be successful also. But at the end of the day, most of you will be going for a job. If you are MBBS, you'll end up becoming a doctor. If you are, you know, an architect, you'll be doing that. You may do the practice, or you may join some government institution or some private institution and take up the job of the architect there, right? Like for pharmacy, like for, you know, hotel management, your job avenues are very limited. Now come to LLB or BLLB, BCom LLB, BB LLB, whatever course you are pursuing, or maybe 3-year course, whatever course you are pursuing. You have countless opportunities. You can become a judge, a magistrate in the beginning by taking the judicial services, which happens, you know, in all the states. And of course, a lot of vacancies are there. A lot of cases are pending, you know. 4.5 crore cases, more than 4.5 crore cases are pending today. Fine. You can join bar. You can become an advocate. And if you are very good in advocacy, then sky is the limit for you. Few days back, I was in one private university, and there was a senior advocate, and he was sharing some experience with us. He said, nowadays what is happening is that the advocates are charging for briefing for every hour. And in one case, he was citing the fee that an advocate had charged 1.5 lakhs per hour for briefing alone, where the briefing went on for 5 hours and a bill of 7.5 lakhs was raised. I'm talking of briefing alone. I'm not talking of the arguments. You cannot even imagine how much they are charging. 50 lakhs per hearing. Arbitrators are charging 10 lakhs per sitting. If you are taking advocate to some other city, it may vary from 50 lakhs to 1 crore even. They are charging per hearing. And I was just told by one of the professors, you know, from Rajasthan only, from Jodhpur, that a new trend has started, where the advocates had started charging consultation fee per minute. I repeat, per minute, they are charging the consultation fee. If you are going for a bail, it runs into crores, the fee runs into crores. But for that level, you will have to work very hard. Getting an LLB degree is not going to help you. What is going to help you is basically the skills, your conviction, your dedication, your hard work, and the sleepless nights. When I say sleepless nights, does not mean that you are playing games on your mobile phone or laptop or watching movies or so. No, where you are dedicating, your time, you are giving your time to your studies, working very hard, reading, what are the landmark judgments. Now, then only you can expect that, well, you are going to be a successful lawyer. And joining bar does not mean that it is something 10 to 5 business. Please forget, if you have that concept in mind, then you are not fit for litigation at all. You will leave early in the morning. There is no time in the night. Maybe the entire night you will have to spend in the office because some urgent filing has to be done in the Supreme Court, and you may have to be there for the whole night. So there is no time. And once you do that, in the initial years, nobody can stop you from becoming a successful advocate. You have law firms where you go as an intern, then you are offered assessment internship, then you are inducted as associate, then you become senior associate, then you become principal associate, then you become a partner contract, and then finally you become a partner equity where you share the profits of that law firm. Most of the students of the NLUs, they are interested in joining law firms because that is a well-paid job. And they want to earn from the very first day. If you get into a law firm, the top law firms like Khetan Law Firm, or Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, or Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, or for that matter, any other law firm, then of course, maybe by the age of 40, you will have everything in your life because you will be completing your law at the age of 24 or so, or normally 17 plus. When you are 17 plus, you joined the first year, so it may be by the age of 23 years or maybe 24 years at the most that you complete your LLB. And when you join at that age, by the time you are 40, you have every amenity in your life. You have big bank balance, you have a big car, you have a big bungalow, you have everything, and you are completely exhausted because you are doing an office work. You are not appearing in court. You do not have the audience. You can never be designated as senior advocate because you are working as a partner in a particular firm. You will never be elevated as High Court judge. You will never become a Supreme Court judge. So those are the drawbacks when you join the law firm. But most of the students join the law firm because they feel that, well, of course, the fee which we have paid was very high and therefore we have to recoup that. But that's not a wise decision, right? So even if you have to, pay from your own pocket for next 5 years or so, do that. But after that, sky's the limit for you. And of course, the recognition will fall automatically. It will follow you automatically. Apart from these, the judiciary and the bar and the law firms, after 7 years, you can go for higher judiciary. After 7 years of practice, you can go for higher judiciary where you can become ADJ, Additional District Judge. After 5 years, you can appear for advocate on record examination. You can clear that and you can become AOR, advocate on record. Advocate on record basically are those advocates who file the petitions or any application or any proceedings before the Supreme Court. Only AOR can file. Argument can be done by anyone, but the filing has to be done only by the AOR. You can be designated as senior advocate. Of course, law is one where you can join the NGOs. You can work for the betterment of the people. the private sector, all companies, all private companies, all multinational companies have a legal cell in which you can be inducted as their law officers. All government departments, they have their legal cell where you can be inducted as a law officer also. So there you will find, and nowadays the mediation has come up. There are certified mediators, after you complete a 40 hours course, you can become a certified mediator. So you can go for mediation practice, which is a new trend. You can go for insolvency professional. You can become insolvency professional also. That is another new area which had come up. You can go for arbitration, as I told you. So there are so many areas which are open to you. But the only thing is that the law degree alone is not going to help you. Unless you put a lot of hard work, your degree is absolutely not more than a piece of paper which is not going to help you. It is basically your skills coupled with your scores that is going to help you in future. Friends, this is what I would like to tell all of you, that work very hard. Never look at the watch, as what is the time. Sit in the library, participate in all the activities, because it will ultimately help you in future to come up as a good professional. Now, having said so, I can see some parents sitting here. I would like to address them for a couple of minutes also, and I would like to have their attention. Well, parents, please remember one thing. Your ward is there in the university for 5 years. Colonel Shekhawat had already given you a brief overview as to what are the rules and regulation of the university, what is expected of you. Now, I'm also sharing my experiences of the Vice Chancellor of NLU, which happened to be the completely residential university. You have sent your ward to Manipal University, and if you are feeling that our job gets over because we are paying the fee, our son got admitted into the university, we are paying the fee and the matter ends, then you are absolutely wrong. You need to be in touch with your ward every day. My sincere advice to all of you is to speak to your ward every day at a convenient time. Maybe in the evening. Ask your ward, how was the day? Even if there is nothing to discuss, still you need to call him. Because your son or daughter might be going outside, out of your residence for stay for the very first time. There must be homesickness. Vyasa was talking about the mental health. That is a big problem in the institutions, and of course the UGC is also very much concerned. Every institution is having the counseling facilities, and they are paying a lot of attention to the mental health also. Find out from your son or daughter as to how was the day, how were the classes, how was the food, khana khaya nahi khaya. Even if you do not have anything, just speak to him or her. Did you have your food? How was the food? Now, when your ward will speak to you, you will immediately get to know whether he is depressed, whether he is happy, whether he is unhappy, whether he is irritated, whether he is annoyed, whether he is, speaking to you properly or not. Because, and particularly the mothers, I'm just saying, because normally the children are more in touch with mothers than the father. So mothers better know whether my son is happy or unhappy. And if you have that feeling, then immediately try to contact, of course, sir had said that you can call him in the midnight also. There is no harm in contacting teacher or the warden or the DSW to find out whether his son or daughter is, okay or not. Another thing which I have seen a problem in some of the parents, if a call goes from the university to parents about indiscipline of the ward. Now, never justify your ward. Listen to the university officials as to what exactly the problem is. Never try to justify the activities of your wards. And this I am telling you very specifically because your ward is here for 5 years only. Thereafter, he or she has to go back to you. If you justify the misconduct of your ward, ultimately you will pay for that. I had seen this problem in many of the parents, they'll come and they'll start blasting on the university authorities. Never do that. Listen to what the official says here, what the teacher is saying. If the teacher says that your ward is not coming, find out the reason. What is the reason? And of course, you have to talk to your ward, as to what is wrong. I mean, treat him with love, try to find out, but never put the blame on the university authorities. I'm telling you time and again, because ultimately, after 5 years, your ward has to go back to you only. It's not going to stay here in the university forever. In one case, what happened was that I got to know that the vice chancellor who was there prior to me, he complained to the parent that your son smokes. He called his father there, and the father says, "Arey sir, ab to isne bahut kam kar di hai." The vice chancellor said, "What kind of a father you are? Bahut kam kar diya. What do you mean by bahut kam kar di hai?" I'm telling you that, in fact, you have to pay whatever your wards are doing because they have to return to you. Therefore, please listen to the university authorities. If a call comes to you from the university, take it seriously. Try to speak to your ward every day I'm saying, maybe in the evening, just to know how are you beta, how the things happen today, and if some program happens, how the program was, if some speaker came, some resource person came, how was the lecture, did you like that, what did he tell, anything. The moment you speak to your ward, you'll immediately get to know how his mood is. And on the basis of that, you can make the assessment whether your ward is happy or unhappy and find out the reason. Why if he's unhappy, he or she is unhappy, why it is so. And this is something which is expected of every parent. Don't think that you have sent your ward here to the university and you are paying fee, your job is over. No. Your real business start now, because until now he was with you, he or she was with you, you could see. Now your ward is, beyond your eyes, you cannot see, and therefore you need to find out whether he is doing well, he is on the right track, not indulging into any unwarranted kind of an activity. Remember, because the number of students, I'm told, are 17,500 or so. Fine. So what happens is that sometimes they will fight, sometimes they will argue, and again they will start playing. It happens everywhere. We are human beings having different, nature. So small things happen. But whenever, there is a very thin line between enjoyment and indiscipline. Up to a level, it is enjoyment. So of course, they are in very young age, so obviously they have to enjoy also. But beyond that line, the moment you cross that line, that Lakshman Rekha, it becomes indiscipline. So you need to understand that that line is not being crossed by your words. It doesn't become, indiscipline. So this is something which is expected of every parent. I hope you will take my message seriously, because I also had experience, and I also had seen the tendency of the parents where they'll justify, their words, which should not happen. And one more thing I would like to say, please do not believe in show off. Let them come in the dresses. Let them live a disciplined life for 5 years. After that, they'll do whatever they want. They will wear whatever they want to wear. They'll spend the way they want to spend. They may be coming in big cars or something. So even if you have a lot of money, please do not pamper your children, so long your child is there in the university. Let him be here. Let him live a very disciplined life. Let him learn from his peers, because in the university you get students coming from various sections, having a lot of differences in the backgrounds, in the economic, social status and other things, So this kind of experience is extremely important for your wards. So please, so long your student, your ward is here, do not pamper by offering so much of money or something, Let your ward live a disciplined life with other students, with fellow colleagues, with fellow classmates. Let your ward come in the dress, the school dress, where everybody seems to be equal. And that's something, which is extremely important. And I hope that, you will keep these things in mind. So ultimately, at the end of 5 years, what the university wants is that your ward should go as a successful person and a socially responsible person, as a good human being. Fine? And your cooperation is extremely important. So what the teachers are going to do, what the institution is going to do, they are just going to mold the life, of your ward, They are going to give it a direction, because it's a very sensitive time, very crucial time of the life of your wards, where it has to be directed towards a proper, side. So there is a goal which has to be achieved. And I hope that the parents will help the university to achieve that, help the university for your wards to achieve that particular goal successfully. With these words, I'll stop it here. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and thought-provoking address. Your words have truly enlightened us and added immense value to this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. We are now open for an interactive session for 10 minutes with our students. If any of our students have any questions or queries, you may raise your hands, and the questions may be answered by the heads of the department, or maybe by the dignitaries. Any of the students may raise your hand. Or the parents, of course, yeah. Student.
Hello.
I've attended many orientations. I have many children, and it was really nice to see that each speaker was very to the point, and it wasn't boring. Otherwise, one tends to doze off in orientations. So thank you for that. I wanted to know, you spoke about a 24-hour pass for which parents are called, but in the daytime, how do we know if the child is wandering off somewhere? I hear the main roads here is unsafe, and children might take two-wheelers and go off. So how do I know that it's okay? This is freedom. I don't want to seem to be the bad person, but I want you guys to be the bad person for me. So help.
That's a very relevant question, and as parents, you should be worried, and you would be worried where my ward is. We have a system, especially of the hostel. The students have the privilege of swiping their cards at 6 in the morning, roam around the day, and they have to be back at 9. If they are not at 9, my wardens get a report. How many people went out, how many people have not come back. The list is taken out, and then we speak to the parents that your ward is late or is not in. That is one. Secondly, we are also trying to put a system in place where moment the card is swiped, you will come to know whether your son is going out for a cup of tea or is not back in the thing. We did this earlier, but then this was an outcry from the student that the freedom is being curtailed. So we stopped that, but we are reinstating it. So moment the student swipes his card, you parents should come to know whether your son, your daughter has gone to the university or has gone out for a cup of tea. Any other questions? The system will take some time, and some parents, you do get messages that my ward is not in the hostel, my ward is not in the hostel. It happens because when you have swiped the card, your daughter or son has moved before the second one machine can take the second note. So please don't get worried, call me up and I'll clarify whether your ward is in or not. Secondly, ma'am, I'm responsible for the hostlers. So hostlers, be aware. And for the day scholars, moment you come in, you just taken in that you're in the hostel, in the university, and when you go out, again your children's ward's timeout is noted. Whether the message goes to the parents or not, I'm not very sure of it. I don't think so it goes. Ma'am, I'll convey your message to the management. Ma'am, just note down, please.
I know this is college and not school, but at what point do we know if the child is not attending class?
Ma'am, that's a very relevant question. We are having 2 shifts, morning and evening. I and my team have a difficult time finding whether the student is going to class or not to the class. But the HODs, my team gets in touch with HODs to find out some of the hostlers who have not been attending classes. And then we inform the parents, and the HODs also in turn inform the parents that the ward is not attending the classes. And about hostlers, once again, please do not take two-wheelers. We've had accidents, we have had fatal accidents, we've had near fatal accidents. One girl went out on a scooter, bumped into a vehicle, she's still in the hospital. When I put restrictions that no children will go out, parents say, no, I've given my permission. It is not your permission that I'm looking for. I am in locus parentis. I am the one who's responsible for your safety. I will not entertain a request from parents unless and until there's an emergency at home. We had a series of bad weather where for 4 days we had a lockout. Jaipur was on red alert. 2 students on their own moved out. I came to know, by the time I came to know, they were in the hospital and they are still in coma. It is sad that when you disobey orders, you're most welcome. Please don't get caught, but if you get caught, you'll have hell to pay. 6 dots means milk has turned sour, time for you and me to say goodbye to each other. Any other doubt regarding the hostel, ma'am?
I just wanted to say, I asked these questions for my knowledge. My daughter is very conscientious. Do not judge her on my questions.
No, please. I am privileged to hold 9,832 children under me, and they will agree, there are only 8 hours they are here, 12 hours they are with me. That makes 20. 4 hours they're outside every day. So half of their lives here, you're with me. I have no enemies. I love my children, and believe me, for me, I fire, case closed, move on. Next morning again, you are as pretty as you were to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for being a vigilant parent. Any other question? Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir and ma'am. Thank you for the orientation program. I'm from Assam. Actually, I just want to ask about the internships. So basically, I'm an outside state student, so I have no connection here to do any internships and all. So I just want to know if I will get any opportunity to do internships here or not, like through faculty, because outside I have no connection here. So my question is to Dr. Bharti, ma'am.
Is there. For the 10th semester, we are working out a policy where possibly we'll be able to accommodate within the semester. So we are not entertaining any kind of request to encroach upon the academic content, the classes which are there regularly, which are to be held across the semester. And I take this opportunity to kind of re-emphasize as to the 75% attendance, which is a necessity under the rules of all the various rules, the Bar Council of India, the UGC and the Manipal rules. There is a possibility to relax only by 5%, which is on the ground of medical, any medical issue, for which there has to be a very proper, the medical certificate from a very credible source. It just cannot be just any handout from any local doctor, right? So please be careful, and the parents are, especially, the attention is required that you must keep track of your wards, regularity in classes, the punctuality. And for your question now specifically coming, yes, internship, the law school will also take whatever measures are possible to enable you and to ensure that you do get that opportunity, right? So it is going to be there, and we have a special placement and internship cell which looks into this. There are faculty coordinators which would extend their help to you.
Ma'am, like we don't know till now, like we will be having like whole week class or like for only 2 days, like master students, especially LLM, I'm saying. So may I know, we'll be having classes for a whole week or
Yes,
just
yes,
for
the
2 days?
classes are there for all 5 days. You would be getting your the timetable, and the teachers concerned would be talking to you more elaborately about it. So we would be starting with the classes from tomorrow. So I'm sure you've already been intimated about it, or very soon.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Any further questions?
Okay. So that's a great, announcement from our chief guest. So if you could.
So for LLM students and as well as for LLB final year students, if you are interested in doing internship at Indian Law Institute, New Delhi, I can accommodate couple of students, if you are interested. We have one of the best libraries, and of course, you might be knowing, we were established way back in 1956. at the lines of American Law Institute. It's a institution, a deemed university, which works under the aegis of Supreme Court, right? So I can accommodate couple of students at ILI. And one more thing, I just wanted to say, uh, I mean, particularly for LLB students, you will be having, I think, 10 internships during your entire tenure. I do not know how your academic calendar is, right? And I think during vacations they go home now. So like wherever they go, actually, they can do the internship there also. And of course, what I can do is that I can just help madam, if she approaches me. For some of you in Delhi, those who will be interested in joining internship in Delhi under advocates or under judges, maybe that I may just try to help you there also, right?
I must thank you for this very fine gesture by the chief guest here. So, being at the very eminent Indian Law Institute as director, Professor V.K. Ahuja, he's been my former colleague at Delhi University, and he's extremely helpful, and I know he means what he says. So, I think we can look forward to some good internships at Delhi and at ILI, and the various judges and lawyers, whatever can be helped with. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure it is a great opportunity to collaborate upon, and we'll definitely work upon it. Thank you so much. Any further question? Yeah.
Greetings, everyone. Firstly, thank you for this great session. So my question is for you, Ahuja sir. Sir, I'm also a law grad here for my master's and pursuing a diploma from your institution only. Sir, my question is, what advice you would like to give to the law grads who are here for the master's, how they can plan their 1 year and the future? Yes,
You
I'm
are
an
LLM
LLM
student, na?
Yes, sir.
So what exactly you are planning to do? Is it a 1 year course here?
Yeah, it's a 1 year course over here.
So what exactly is your question? I couldn't get your question actually.
Okay, so I'm pursuing masters in corporate laws here and doing IT diploma from your institution. My question is, what exactly how a law grad or LLM student should plan 1 year in such a way that he or she can actively participate in university things, maybe academics or other competition and everything, and also look for his career opportunities in such a way that the balance should be in a good way.
In fact, I was not aware that LLM students were also here, so I could have addressed them also. The thing which I told to BLLB students, you need to identify the core competence in you. What is good for you? Where do you find yourself to be fitted into that system? I'll just give you my example. I just wanted to see the court environment. I was associated with advocates, but somehow I did not like that particular culture. Right? Making stories, of course, you have to protect your client. So obviously, you cannot speak truth like Raja Harishchandra, So obviously, you will have to
manipulate things.
You can use that word, So you have to work for your client. Fine. So you have to ensure, if suppose a person comes to you who might have committed a murder, and he comes to you, you are his lawyer. So obviously you will have to work for him to ensure that he escapes the punishment. There is nothing wrong. This is legal also, because every accused has got the right to legal aid and assistance. Find out the core competence in you. Do you have interest in teaching? If yes, come for assistant professorship and join PhD. That is one. There are many people who are doing LLM, but they have absolutely no interest in academics. They want to go to the bar or to join the judiciary as a judicial officers. I have seen many assistant professors, joining Judicial services, they join first the academics, but somehow, they feel that judiciary is better, so they go for those examinations, they clear and then join as magistrate or so. Find out the core competence in you. Would you like to go for judicial services? Would you like to go for the PSUs, like this Indian
IBI, SBI exams
yeah.
and all.
So obviously you have to write the CLAT, they look into the CLAT score for that. Find out whether you would like to join the law firm, corporate sector. I mean, you need to identify the core competence in you. If suppose you do not have good argumentative skills, I very soon I found my flaws, that I cannot speak lies. I cannot manipulate the things. When once I saw that, well, there were there was a criminal case and the witnesses were there, and the advocate was saying, "ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे बोलना है, क्या बोलोगे, बोल के बताओ, बार-बार," making them to remember the statement which is to be given there. He said, "This is not my cup of tea. I cannot do these kind of things." So I said, I'll not go for this practice. I found that I was, I think, good for teaching profession. I went there, did my research, did a lot of, wrote some books and papers and everything. And finally, I blended in that teaching profession. So I am today here in front of you. Identify that core competence in you and work in that direction. If you feel that you can be a good teacher or good researcher, join academics. If you feel that, no, I need an office work, maybe go for law firm or the corporate or maybe some government sector where you have to work in the office only. If you have good persuasive skills, argumentative skills, good articulation, good presentation, you can join the practice then. You can be a successful lawyer.
Thank you, sir.
Need to identify the core competence. I'm saying it to everybody present here. Find out the core competence in you. आपके अंदर सबसे अच्छी बात क्या है? क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग आपके अंदर बहुत है. ये ऐसा क्यों है, वैसा क्यों नहीं है? ठीक है. आर्टिकुलेशन बहुत अच्छा है. You put your words, in a proper perspective. बहुत अच्छे से आप आर्टिकुलेट करते हो, सामने वाले को समझ आता है. कन्विंसिंग पावर आप में अच्छी है. आपको अपनी कोर कॉम्पिटेंस को आइडेंटिफाई करना है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट यू कैन डिसाइड द लाइन इन विच यू हैव टू प्रोसीड.
Thank you, sir. Due to paucity of time, we'll restrict the interaction round here only. If any of the students or parents do have any queries or questions, we will be able to and try to answer it in the due course. Thank you. To formally express our gratitude to everyone who have made today's session a success, I would now like to invite our Assistant Professor and our first year coordinator, Dr. Sunita Singh Khatana, to deliver a vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
My first question every time I enter in the class and on a stage, how are you all? You need to be excited to be part of MUJ now. So as Melody Betis once said, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Namaskar and good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Dr. Sunita Singh Khatana, first year coordinator, also welcome you all once again to this beautiful campus of MUJ. It is my privilege and honor to propose the formal vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion of Orientation 2024. Today, we have experienced the fullness of life through the wisdom shared by all our esteemed guests. I am truly indebted to respected Honorable Professor Dr. V.K. Ahuja sir, the chief guest of the occasion, for his invaluable insights and inspiring words. Your presence has motivated us to strive for excellence and follow the path of discipline and hard work all throughout our lives, sir. I am also thankful to the honorable leadership for their everlasting and continuous guidance to School of Law. I thank our Dean, Professor Bharti ma'am, for her guidance and vision, which have been instrumental in shaping this institute into a hub of academic excellence. We thank you for the unwavering support, ma'am. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharma ma'am, our Professor of School of Law and Director MUJ Tech, to take out time out of a busy schedule and be here all throughout the program. And I assure all the parents the mentorship that your child will be getting by all our esteemed professors and faculties here will not leave any scope of any question in your mind. I'm thankful to Professor A.D. Vyas, sir, Director Student Welfare, for sparing his time and guiding our students with his experiences and words of wisdom. Due to paucity and other engagements, sir had to leave in between, but I'm really thankful to him. I'm also thankful to Colonel Ajay Singh Shekhawat, sir, Chief Warden of our hostel, sir, for his insightful words of wisdom, and the tone itself talks about the discipline. So I'm sure the stay of our hostlers in the hostel is going to be in very safe hands. So parents can be rest assured about that also. I'm also thankful to Dr. Soni Kulshresht and Dr. Sonu Agarwal ma'am, head of the departments, for making the things in proper place. I sincerely thank all our faculty members for their dedication to mentoring and nurturing the young minds, which is truly commendable. I thank all the esteemed guests, the parents of our students, as your presence here has enhanced the real value of the day. And we thank you to show your belief and confidence in School of Law, Manipal University, Jaipur. And I think at this occasion, you need a big round of applause. I can never forget the last in the list, but our very first year students. I personally, on behalf of School of Law, welcome you all to School of Law, Manipal University, Jaipur family. I call it a family because, as I have been always telling you, now you will spend more of your time with us than your parents. So may this journey be filled with knowledge, growth, and unforgettable experiences of life. I'm also thankful to all the technical support to make this event a real success. Towards the end, on behalf of School of Law, Manipal University, Jaipur, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has made this orientation program a resounding success. Thank you once again, everyone, and I'll meet the students in the classes from tomorrow onwards, sharp at 9. I also, with the permission of the dais, I would also like to respond to a query from a parent. It was about how they will come to know where the child is during the daytime when he has left the hostel or home. So once the child enters into a class, attendance is taken in every subject, which is uploaded on our portal. And we have our parents portal too, where you can see this attendance and other marks, etc. of the students. So all the parents are requested to please go through this parents portal, make it active, and be active on it. We also have the system of mentorship. Your child will be assigned a mentor. The number of the mentor will be soon shared on the number provided by the student on the mentorship form. So it is a request to all the students and especially to the parents to check out that the student has given the right number of, as said, biological parents. And we mentors would try our best to not only provide mentorship to the child, but also provide the informations as far as possible to the parents. You can contact to the mentors through WhatsApp once I disseminate the number of the mentors to each one of you, and we can mutually work for the growth of the student and the institution together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. In the laughter echoes in the silent tears, we forge a life beyond the years. For here in college, we learn to be the selves we dream, the selves we see. Let these verses carry the spirit of your time here. Each day, a stanza, each memory aligns in the unfolding poem of your college life. With this, we come to an end of the orientation session of the batch 2025, 2027, and 2029. Wish you all the very best for all your endeavors here, and thank you for being a patient listeners. Before we end the ceremony, I would request the dignitaries to please move off the dais for the group photograph. All the students and parents are requested to come in the center of the auditorium for the group photograph. इधर सेंटर में अच्छा हाँ सॉरी ऐसे करा देते हैं क्या सेंटर में हाइट ही जस्ट बाहर ही है ठीक है ना राइट साइड में